Liverpool 3, Manchester United 1. That'll do very nicely indeed. The Reds are back top of the league. And Conor, mate, you called that at half time. You called it.
I did. I said 3-1, and also SHAQIRI changed the game, so I'm definitely taking that.
The beauty about this video is I'm actually going to let Conor talk a little bit in this one, because I remember earlier on when we did the video giving out about our restriction, I forgot to let Conor talk. Whoops, there it goes anyhow. But look, the Reds are beating Manchester United by 3-1. We didn't quite get a Salah goal, which I wanted from to break that little record, but Conor called it again when SHAQIRI came on. I'm going to start calling this guy Mystic something or another. I don't know.
Connor, there we go.
Cryptic Combat. There we go. Cryptic Combat. He called it. He called when SHAQIRI came on. He said he was going to change the game. He called the result at half time as well. I hate giving anybody else credit. I want to take all the glory. But I have to say, Conor, look, it was a great second half performance. A great performance overall. And but for a mistake by Alisson, that would have been a very easy game.
I even say now we can forget about that now, thankfully. It's fantastic display. Fabinho's is immense today. He's really settling in, and I thought Cahill played well, to be fair, before he came off.
Do you know what? It makes it extra nice for me that both the goals SHAQIRI scored took little deflections off Manchester United players.
Proper shithouse goals.
Proper shithouse goals is what we like. And look, I want to say a quick thank you as well to Mark Olbridge on the United Stand channel for just flagging up the issue we were having earlier on and for all his help on it. So really appreciate that, Mark. Thank you as always. Look forward to talking to Mark about the game, even more so now, obviously, that the Reds have won. I'm seeing the interviews here on the TV as we speak, and it's a tough one to pick man of the match for this game. It really is. Sorry, I'm just trying to mute the TV to make sure we don't get flagged on that. It's a tough one to pick a man of the match, because you can look at the match winner, which Conor did in his man of the match. I think you went with SHAQIRI.
I did, yeah. Just 2 winning goals has to be him, I think.
I'm a bit more of a Scrooge and stuff like this. I'm going to go for Fabinho, because I thought it was a performance of class. I thought it was a performance of a leader, and I thought it was a performance that has to surely nail down his position now. I'm going to use young person speak here in that CDM role. See, I'm learning. It's a defensive mid to me, or a 6, but I think you nailed it down there today, Conor. That was a performance of somebody who was certainly settled at the Klopp system.
Yeah, he just looked so comfortable there. It's going to be very hard for Henderson to get back in, and rightly so, because Fabinho earned that today. He's just fantastic. Like that chip ball through to MANÉ was just top class.
It was, and MANÉ looks delighted as well with his goal, and why wouldn't he be? It was a fantastic piece of skill. Took it on his chest, rolled it past De Gea. The goal that made us go 2-1 up was a particularly shithousey goal. Lovely deflection off Young's head, then up off the bar as well.
And even before that, there was like 2 or 3 deflections and the palm out from De Gea as well.
It was a very frustrating game at times, because fair play to United, they were defending resolutely at times. They were throwing their bodies in the way. They were doing everything they could to stop the onslaught that was coming from Liverpool, but it was just one of those days where you thought, is every drop of the ball going to go? Is every 50-50 going to fall to them?
It did as well, though. Even though we won, like, we still seemed to be going against us at times, but we got the job done in the end. That's the main thing. What
I will say here is, if there are any doubters left in the Liverpool fan base, and it's getting harder to be a doubter, if you're out there and you're a doubter, it must be getting harder now. We're top of the league. We were worried that we were going to just do it for a week and then, drop points here and fade out. We haven't. Liverpool have put in a performance of calibre, of professionalism, and of somebody who believes that they can go on and win this Premier League title. And look, let's be honest, this isn't the best Manchester United team by a long shot that they've had. But these games, I said it all week in the lead up to it, form goes out the window, Conor, sometimes when you have these games. It's about who wants it more.
It really was. And like, even that second half, I was looking at, once United went down, they didn't even seem to be trying to get back into it. Like, there was no pressing, there was no running, like, just didn't seem to want it today.
It does suggest perhaps that there is something wrong in that dressing room, that Manchester United dressing room. That maybe, you don't want to say they're not playing for a manager, because you don't want to accuse any professional players of that one, unless of course I'm talking about Eden Hazard, in which I will say that loads of times. But yeah, look, it was a performance that looked like once we went back in front, the life was sucked out of them.
It did. It just seemed to drop their heads. I think they knew they were beat once we scored that second goal. Like, they were lucky as it was to get 1 goal. Don't think we're ever going to get 2.
It's so I'm so happy with the performance of this team today, because it was just like the Napoli performance. It was a performance of a team that believed in themselves, a performance of a team that were knew to a man what their job was and what they were doing. And yes, being at home really helps, and that fantastic home record we have in the Premier League now carries on. I think we're unbeaten in the Premier League now, Conor, in 79 decades or something like that at home.
It was 81, I think, yeah.
And it was Arsenal lost their unbeaten record as well. No, they weren't unbeaten in the league, they'd lost at the start, but they went on that really big run that brought them to within 10 points of Liverpool or something like that. But look, we're the only unbeaten team still in the Premier League, guys, and that means a lot. It means a lot when you're in these situations, because we have to fight tooth and nail to try and win this Premier League title, because we are up against possibly, I think it might be fair to say, Connor, the best squad in the Premier League era that I remember.
It has to be up there at least, yeah. Like, just the fucking depth in that squad is ridiculous.
And
Like, you see players like Gundogan now coming on off the bench.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And even Aguero doesn't start half the time as well with Jesus sometimes.
And I'm not being disrespectful towards Manchester United there, by the way, because they had some fantastic squads over the years as well, some really good teams. But, as we say before, sometimes football is cyclical, and United had their period at the top. The wheels are turning now. And we had a good chat actually last night, myself and Connor, around an article from The Independent that seemed to suggest that Liverpool in the Premier League era started, Connor, didn't really cash in on the Premier League as such, and they were a little bit slow to get going, whereas clubs like Manchester United really understood how to cash in on the Premier League. They expanded Old Trafford, they increased their commercial partners, and that allowed them to bring in, to become the behemoth that club is now. And under Jurgen Klopp and under these owners, we've slowly started to close that gap bit by bit. And with a manager as clever as we have, and as with a recruitment team Michael Edwards led, the man you love, we're finally starting to get there now.
We are eventually, yeah, we're starting to catch up that way. You might think the news say last night, those simple things like not cashing in on the fact that we're in Champions League final back in 2005 and all that stuff. Like, the club is becoming more smart, and it's shown on the pitch. We're getting better in every sense of the word. Like,
there's belief there, isn't there?
There really is. Klopp has brought back the belief.
I'm actually going to say something that Jose Mourinho said, and I'm going to say it in a sort of complimentary way. He spoke about Liverpool feeling like everything is going their way at the minute, and feeling on top of the world, and feeling untouchable. And what he said there, even if it was an underhanded compliment, it makes a lot of sense. When you do go into these games, and when what happened with Everton happens, and we can go back to one of our goals that should have been offside against West Ham, if we even go back that far, perhaps a penalty for Spurs or something. There was an incident in the Spurs game as well that could have gone differently. The ball dropping to Milik in the last couple of seconds against Napoli. These breaks have gone our way, and we started saying earlier on in the season, hang on, we're getting these little 50-50 things that would have gone against us in years. We're getting that little rub of the green. It does suggest, Connor, there we say it, that we could be here.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to come out with the phrase, but it's looking good.
It is looking good, very good. Like I said, just things seem to be going our way, just getting them little bits of luck. And like, every team needs that bit of luck to win things.
Yeah, it's...
No team wins without luck.
It's a busy period that the Reds are coming into now. The games are going to come thick and fast. Klopp got to rest some players today, which was good. Jimmy Milner got a full rest. Jordan Henderson came in and got a few minutes at the end. But what this period has done, the Napoli game, the game against Everton, this game against Manchester United for me, is give Jurgen Klopp one big headache around the midfield. It's very tough, Connor, to pick three players now to play in that Liverpool midfield.
It is, yeah. That's a good thing to have though, isn't it? It's good to have that much competition, because not only does it cover if someone gets injured, like, everyone will raise their game, try to get in there, like.
And then we still have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to come back into that midfield long term. SHAQIRI, who is still only doing bits and pieces, he's not really getting a proper run out yet.
If Fekir comes in January.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Maybe Christian Pulisic. I'm saying both because I know it annoys him. He said, when I say Adidas and Adidas, it pisses him off. Pulisic, it pisses him off, so I'm going to keep doing it. But look, whatever happens in the January window happens, and we will be covering that in detail throughout the month. Don't you worry about that, because I'm a transfer hound. I love sniffing out a transfer. I read everything I can around transfers. But going back to the game, guys, and look, we understand that we couldn't stream live today, and we apologise for that. We think we might have got a solution to it. We think it might be getting sorted out in the coming days, so that's good news. But in the meantime, while we're not being able to stream, we're going to continue doing our late night agendas. But Connor, we're going to do it on our second channel, the one that we had set up for our new venture that we're going to start. And if you want to give out the details of that one, because I'll make a mistake if I do it.
I'm not sure what the URL is, but the link will be down in the description, so just click the link and you're good.
And if you're just searching for the channel, it's Crack On, and that's spelled CRAICON.
All one word.
All one word. So the late night agendas are going to be on Crack On, once again spelled CRAICON, all one word. And we'll be streaming there at 10:15 every night until this gets resolved. But we're going to keep uploading little videos on here, and we're going to be having a chat with Mark Aldridge from the United Stand tomorrow night. If it hasn't been resolved and we can't live stream it, then we'll pre-record it, but we'll get that video done. I'm looking forward to chatting to Mark. You know what? I have to say, we owe Mark Aldridge a bit of an apology.
We do a bit, to be fair, yeah.
Some people
very good,
in
yeah.
life where you see them and you have this opinion of them and you don't know them. But getting to talk to him immediately today when he found out what happened with our account, he sent us a message trying to help out. Look, whether you like him or dislike him, having had some real interaction with him in real life, I have to say that he's a gent, and all the joking and banter we had before will keep going with United. I mean, that's never going to stop. But, you know, it's a community on YouTube and we're starting to learn that now. It really is.
Yeah, it's great now. Like, he has been very good to us, to be fair. Like, even just talking about us on stream earlier was very nice.
And it kills us. It kills us complimenting the United channel. But first and foremost, we always want to be honest. I've always been a lone wolf, so coming onto YouTube, and then we have this community of amazing subscribers now and people that we chat to every single day, which we love. But being able to reach out to other channels and do little bits and pieces with them as well has been amazing. It's been an eye-opener for me, because coming from a podcast background, it's real fucking dog eat dog. It's real. There's a lot of bitchiness in podcasts. So coming onto YouTube and getting to know Daz in particular, that was brilliant. And it's a big miss, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know Daz was on the bench LFC. Fantastic content creator. And for whatever reason in his personal life at the moment, he hasn't been able to stream. But just little things like that have been amazing. But most importantly, it's getting to know you guys. Now look, I want to bring it back around to the game, but I just thought we had to do that shout out there and say thank you to Mark. But once again, it's crack on for later on. CRAICON, all one word, and we'll be streaming there tonight for the late night agenda. So give that a sub as well, by the way, just to get ready, turn on the notifications and you'll be ready to go then. Getting back to the game, I'm looking at the studio here and I'm seeing Roy Keane there with a beard. I'm seeing Graham Souness there with a beard. And I want to pull it round to a video that came out yesterday of Paul Pogba and was it Jesse Lingard?
I think it was Lingard, yeah.
I think it was Lingard's birthday or something, and they were in the dressing room. And look, there's two ways you can look at this. There's two kind of youngish lads having a laugh, but me being an now lad, I look at it as an absolute disgrace. There's two lads making a show of themselves. And I was watching this video, and I'm sure you guys have seen it as well. The first comment that I seen, Connor, came from, I think it was a United fan that said, if Roy Keane was still captain of this football club now, he'd kill those two fellas.
He probably would, to be fair, yeah. Some of the stuff that comes out of that dressing room was just cringy as fuck, like.
And somebody else said, Graham Souness, if he's watching this, is probably at home smashing up his Christmas tree now, which I thought was a good laugh as well. As we speak, Sheridan Shaqiri's being interviewed by Sky on the television. You got man of the match, and they listen to Connor. I don't know what to say anymore. I might as well not be here. Connor seems to be getting everything right. I mean, we spoke about McGregor before predicting his KOs and stuff. This man predicted 2 victories over Manchester City, home and away. I laughed at him. He predicted 3-1 at half time today. I laughed at him. He predicted Shaqiri to come on and do bits. I laughed at him. I might as well just give up. It's been a brilliant day. Now, look, we started off the day very poorly from our point of view. Obviously, Connor drove 50 miles or so up here to do this, and we found that the account was restricted. But we thought we'd try and make the best of it as the day goes on. If nothing else, it allowed us to watch the match and have a bit of fun when we were watching it.
It was enjoyable though. It was a good game.
We will be back at 10:15 tonight with the late night agenda over on the Crack On channel, so please go over there and make sure to give that a subscribe and hit the like button for the stream later on. I'm really looking forward to chatting with all of you. We're going to put this video out as well on, what's the new way you were telling me earlier on, Connor?
Premiere, so yeah, people watching now are actually watching this live, so.
Well, there you go. People watching us now will be able to comment and stuff below, and I'm sure we'll interact with you guys as well in that chat. I look forward to catching up with you all later on. A couple of shout outs as well. Don't forget to check out the Instagram account, Anfield Agenda as well. There's a Discord group. I think we must put that link actually into the notes of the stream.
Description, yeah.
So if you want to join that Discord group that was set up by the Revenite, please do. We're always in there chatting as well when we're not online. It's great. We really have formed a community on here, and these people feel like they're friends now, Connor.
They're friends, yeah. We're all friends here now.
It was beautiful as well to see the help we got from people that were atting YouTube on Twitter and trying to help us out and stuff when we had the issue earlier on. I'm looking at the replays of the goals here and I'm just so happy with that performance. And let us know in the comments who your man of the match was. Let us know how you seen the game. Let us know honestly how you felt at half time when it was 1-1. Let us know if you were a little bit defeatist or if you knew that it was going to come. There was no bus parking going on there today. Well, we weren't allowing any bus parking, Connor.
Well, they tried to, but we just smashed the bus, didn't we? Cans of Copperberg going everywhere.
Were you at all surprised with the team Mourinho put out for United? We never actually spoke about that.
Yeah, I don't know who's injured for Mourinho, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, it was a bit strange having that back three. What was it? Lindelof, Smalling didn't play in the end, but then like Darmian playing centre back as well.
Lindelof, Bailly and Darmian, it's not the centre back of or the centre back trio of a Manchester United squad really that you'd expect.
Yeah, it was a shit United squad. Not a good one, yeah.
Yeah, so look, there you go. Wasn't a great team selection by Mourinho. Questions here from our end about whether the players are playing for him anymore, but it doesn't really matter because the players are playing for Jurgen Klopp and they're playing for a manager that's led them to the top of the Premier League. It's a busy period now, Connor, coming up. The games are going to come thick and fast, but another one has been ticked off. Another box on the way has been ticked off. Pressure was put on us today with Manchester City with their victory yesterday over Everton, over the Bitters. A couple of people were hoping that the Ev could do us a favour, but it was never realistically going to happen, was it? So look, that happened, and sometimes this is what makes a difference. Last week we were able to put pressure on Manchester City and it worked. Manchester City weren't able to get the result. This week it was the other way around, but Liverpool went out there against our arch rivals, and be under no illusions. If you're from Liverpool, I understand. But for us Liverpool fans that aren't born and bred in the city, that weren't lucky enough to be born and bred in the city, this is one of the big games for us, and we don't really like Manchester United. It's tough to be very disrespectful now, because we've talked to so many United fans during the week, and we seem to be very lucky. We spoke to very honest Manchester United fans who...
We did, yeah. They're all very nice and very respectful, and yeah, most of them were actually expecting us to win this game, weren't they?
Yeah, there was a little bit of psychology going on from their side. I have to, even when I started the stream with Mark, the very first thing he was doing was trying to put the pressure straight back onto the shoulders of Liverpool and kind of ease the expectations on United. Look, he was right. He was being honest. The pressure was always going to be on us today, but did the job. 3-1 victory. Would have been nice to keep a clean sheet, but you know, we are where we are. And on that, guys, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so much. We'll have a few clips of the goal reactions and stuff going up as well, so check them out. More importantly, we'll be back at 10:15. We'll all be back at 10:15 with Crack On. I call it Crack On. It's Late Night Agenda on Crack On. That's CRAICON, all one word. The link will be in the description below. Thank you to everybody. Don't forget to hit a like button, and don't forget to subscribe, because we're so close to 6,000 subscribers at this moment. So close. They're 50 away. Surely we can do it. But thank you all. Thank you to Connor. Thank you to Liverpool. Thank you to Jurgen Klopp. The Reds are top of the league, baby. Enjoy it. Up the motherfucking Reds.